According to the National Summer Learning Association, during the summer months, children, many of them Latinos, lose up to 3 months of reading achievement. It's called the Summer Slide. Well, now, one of the oldest and best youth organizations, the Boys Club of New York, is helping children through their Superheroes Literacy Program. Joining us now to tell us more about it, Stephen Tosh, Executive Director, and David Lucas, Teen Director from the Boys Club of New York. Welcome to you both. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
The Summer Slide is not new. I remember my kids, they're teenagers now, but the educators telling, you got to read during the summer. If not, you're going to lose some achievement. Is that not correct? So how long ago did you guys develop the program to target that goal?
Well, I think we have a very program. Right. This is the 3rd year, but in general, Summer Slide is the lack of enrichment and intellectual stimulation over the summer. So at the Boys Club, we've been addressing Summer Slide for many years through the kinds of stimulation that we provide to our boys through our program.
But David, this is a targeted effort, is it not, in terms of making sure that, in particular, reading continues throughout the summer months?
Yes, of course. We target our Explorer members, which are ages 6 to 9 years old.
Okay.
The program is a literacy intervention program where we feel that during the summer there are gaps where if a member is not engaged, is not doing any type of academic stimulation, they can lose focus, confidence, academic skills going into the new school year.
Okay.
So our program sort of helps them keep that gap close together.
I love the term literacy intervention. So the program focuses on that. In what way? How do you go about doing that?
Well, what we do is we use a boy-friendly curriculum focused on superheroes, so that gets the boys engaged, something that they feel good about doing. We embed it in the Boys Club summer program, so the boys are already at the Boys Club swimming, playing sports, doing art, doing fun things.
That's fabulous.
And then they 2 hours a day on 2 days a week, they drop into Summer Superheroes, where they have an hour with a mentor, where they get individual instruction from a teen mentor, which Dave will talk about in a few minutes, and then they get some group instruction.
Okay.
And the focus is on phonics, word recognition, and guided reading.
Talk to me more specifically, David. Our guided reading, so you are literally reading with the child at some point. What else are you doing in terms of keeping them up to speed?
Sure. So Stephen mentioned our teens, and I am the teen director, so our teens play a very valuable role in this program. Our teens are mentors, instructors to these young boys, and the teens actually themselves are going through where they're getting a lot of different professional development. They're working with a master teacher. They're working with our education staff. Our teen center staff as well prepares them to go through this development in terms of mentor and a professional person.
But I guess, Stephen, I'm looking for specifics. The teenagers sit and go through what with the students, besides reading a book with them?
So they do phonetic awareness, so they work with them, and there's a whole series of worksheets. There's a curriculum that we develop, so the worksheets with this focus on superheroes. So Superman is dealing with an issue, and then within that worksheet, there's a variety of specific words that we want them to be able to identify. They'll read a story. They'll be able to repeat back and show their comprehension.
After 3 years of doing this now, are you still fine-tuning the program, finding areas that work perhaps better than you thought, and perhaps eliminating areas that weren't as effective as you thought?
Well, I think that the results have been very strong, whereas in general, boys, particularly the boys that we work with, tend to lose up to a half a grade level in reading. We're finding that they're actually moving forward about a quarter of a grade level. There's a 5-week program, so it's a short, intensive intervention, and we're getting really good results. Everything we do at the Boys Club, we try to fine-tune and make better.
Right.
And as it's only had 2 years, we're still working on it.
You beat me to my next question. I mean, you've already started measuring the effectiveness of what you're doing, and it's paying dividends.
Sure, we do a pre and post test, so we're very data driven. We want the boys to have fun, but we want to make sure it's effective.
Is that something that you could present to parents at some point and say, look, here's the difference that we've made in the summer, and perhaps convince other parents that it's in their best interest to send their son to the Boys Club so that they can be part of something like this?
Sure. We're always trying to show parents how to better educate their children, how to better support their and also find ways that the Boys Club can be a catalyst for those kind of improvements.
And you guys are doing a great job. More information now on the summer literacy program at the Boys Club of New York. We'll share with you in a minute. There's the website about how you can become involved. So stay tuned. We'll answer a couple more questions on this super program when we come right back on Tiempo. Welcome back to Tiempo. We've been talking this morning about how so many children, many of them Latinos, lose up to 3 months of reading achievement during the summer. It's called the Summer Slide. One of the oldest youth organizations, the Boys Club of New York, is helping children through their Superheroes Literacy Program. And we've been talking to Stephen Tosh, Executive Director, and David Lucas, the Teen Director from the Boys Club of New York. Before we move forward and tell people how they can get involved in this great program, take me back. Whose brainchild to come up with, the Superheroes program? That's great for boys.
It actually was one of our staff who had been a literacy professional, and she'd been teaching literacy at the Boys Club, and she knew that to get boys engaged in the summer, there had to be a hook. There had to be something that engaged them. It's nothing more exciting than superheroes, and so that's embedded in all the curriculum. And
we are a Disney company, and we've got plenty of superheroes at Disney, so this is great. Talk to me, because it's not just the kids, the young kids who benefit. The teenage mentors get something out of this. Get into that, if you would, a little bit, David.
Sure. Our teens are their mentors, as I mentioned, and also their instructors. Our teens, ages 14, 15, and 16, at this age are looking to sort of get these professional skills. So our internships allow them to work with different staff at the Boys Club. They're also participating in different professional development workshops that focus on youth outcomes, youth development skills, also different resume writing, interview skills. So those are the things that they're getting out of while they're working with our members at the same time.
So while they're working with the members, they're honing skills that will benefit them later in life, for sure.
For sure.
You know, we've teased people long enough. They're watching, saying, all right, I want to get involved. I want to take my son there to be a part of it. Talk to me about cost and accessibility, if you will.
Okay. So the Boys Club has 3 clubhouses, one in the Lower East Side, one in East Harlem, one in Flushing. They're welcome to members can come from anywhere in the city. There's no other requirements. Membership for the Boys Club for the year, which provides all access to everything, is $5.
That is so great.
We have a full summer camp program, which is $25. But one thing they have to always remember about the Boys Club: nobody is denied because of inability to pay.
Okay.
And so we pride ourselves on making it accessible.
Do you have a cap or a limit on how many kids you can handle in the literacy program?
The literacy program does have a cap, but we continue to expand it. We're raising money. We're working hard, based on the outcomes that I mentioned. We know that this is an effective program, and we anticipate it getting bigger and bigger and meeting every need.
David, this is Tiempo. It's a show that caters to Latinos. How many of the students who are coming through this program are Latino and are benefiting from it?
So 40% of our membership total enrollment is of a Latino heritage, Latino culture. 2 of our clubhouses are actually in a Latino community, the Lower East Side and East Harlem. So we have a variety of different boys from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, South America, Ecuador, that come into the clubhouse on a daily basis.
And how many of your staff members, I would think a good part of them?
We have a variety of mix of different, have different Latino heritage and culture as well.
Yeah. And do you find that you are, for lack of a better term, educating, talking, learning with them in both English and Spanish, if the need be?
That is always definitely an asset. When I communicate with parents, I'll talk personally myself. When I communicate with parents, that's definitely helpful to let them know how their son is performing at the Boys Club, give them feedback. Sometimes it's not even just the academics. The boys come into the Boys Club and they gain these confidence skills where they're playing basketball, being competitive in different games, and they engage with other boys, and that's how they sort of learn English and become more comfortable at the Boys Club. We
got about 20 seconds left, Stephen. I'm going to put up the website, but I want you to walk me through what people will find at the website if they want more information.
So at the website, there's both descriptions of the programs, locations of the clubhouses, various options beyond summer superheroes that boys can get involved with, and it's very parent-friendly,
and I'm sure there's
in Spanish and in English.
Muy bien. Thank you guys very much. Continued success. What you guys are doing is just fantastic and so needed for so many students during the summer.
Thanks for having us.
Muchísimas gracias. We thank you for spending a portion of your Sunday morning with us. If you missed any part of our show, you can watch it at 7 online, on the web, on your tableta, or even on your smartphone. A good way to do some reading over the summer. That wraps up another edition of Tiempo. I'm Joe Torres. Thank you for watching, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your summer weekend. We'll see you next time.